Welcome to the Animation Guild's new member orientation. This presentation is typically given to new members within a few months of starting their jobs at Guild Signatory Studios. This presentation was designed to introduce members to the existence, options, and caveats of the health and pension plans. We find it extremely beneficial that members are aware of the full breadth of these benefits so they can make informed decisions in their daily lives. This recording was made in December of 2015, and all information is accurate as of that date. We will make every effort at updating this presentation as the plans evolve. Per the agreement that exists between the Animation Guild and its signatory studios, each studio contributes to the Motion Picture Industry Pension and Health Plan, or MPI for short, on behalf of the members working at their facilities. These contributions fund participation in the health plan and both pension plans. It's important to differentiate between the employer contributions to MPI and the dues and fees the members pay to the local. The dues and fees do not fund MPI participation. Dues and fees support the operational expenses of the Animation Guild. As we'll explain later, it is possible for members to stop working and therefore stop paying dues to the Guild and still participate in the MPI health plan. Participation in the MPI pension plan starts the day you start working at a union studio. The more hours you work, the more contributions are made on your behalf, growing your pension accounts as you go. The MPI health plan works a bit differently. Initial participation in the health plan starts on the day that corresponds to the day the 600th hour worked is reached at a union studio. In a 40-hour week, 600 hours equates to 15 weeks of work. Once a new member achieves the qualification hours, their participation can begin in the corresponding eligibility period. This slide shows the correlation between qualifying periods, which MPI uses to review worked hours, and eligibility periods, which is when you are participating in the plan. Since that sounds more confusing than it has to be, we tell members that from the day they start at the studio to the day they start participating in the health plans takes 6 months. Eligibility to participate in the health plan is provided in 6-month blocks. Once participating in the plan, each member has to complete 400 hours at a union studio in the previous 6-month period to earn the next 6-month period. Once the 400 hours that earn eligibility in the next 6-month period is completed, the next 450 hours worked is saved in a bank of hours. The bank of hours is used to continue participation in the health plan once a member leaves a union studio and no longer has enough accrued hours to continue. The banked hours extend participation for one more 6-month period. Typically, Guild members find themselves participating in the MPI health plans for up to 14 months after leaving a long-term union job. Upon leaving your union job, be sure to call MPI to determine how long you will be able to remain covered under the health plans. A participant's spouse and/or dependent children can be included in the MPI health plan as dependents. Dependent spouses are covered under the health plan as long as A, the spouse is not employed, or B, the spouse is employed and their employer does not offer health coverage. If the participant's spouse is employed and their employer offers health coverage, the spouse must take the minimal coverage offered by their employer. This is an important cost-saving measure and will be checked by the plan at the time of initial eligibility. All dependent children are covered by the health plan up to the age of 19 or 23 if they are a full-time student. From then, they will continue to have medical and prescription drug coverage up to the age of 26 due to the Affordable Care Act. While participation in the plan is fully funded for members, there is a premium charge to include dependents in the health plan. The premiums are assessed per 6-month participation period and cost $25 per month, or $150 per 6-month participation period, or $300 per year to cover one dependent, and $50 a month, or $300 per 6-month participation period, or $600 a year to cover 2 or more dependents. The most efficient way to make premium payments is through the MPI premium payment system at the link shown at the bottom of the slide. You can also access the premium payment system by clicking the Premium Payment Login button on the MPI website homepage. Once a member gets close to achieving their 600 hours of initial qualification, the plan will send the health plan description booklets and enrollment documents by U.S. mail. The booklet describes in detail the rules and options for all facets of the health plan. It is highly encouraged that all members review this booklet before making choices and participating in the plan. If you have not received or lost your copy of the book, it is available at the link shown on this slide. The enrollment documents will be in a blue presentation folder. These include the benefits selection form, coordination of benefits forms, and instructions on how to fill them out. Be sure to review the book, fill out the documents per the instructions, and return them to the plan as quickly as possible. While your participation in the health plan will start on the day that corresponds to your 600th worked hour, you will not be able to use the health plan until your enrollment forms have been submitted and processed. The next few slides will review the following facets of the health plan: the medical plan options, the dental plan options, the VSP vision plan, and prescription drug plan. The MPI medical plans offer the choice between a PPO and 2 HMO plans, and the dental plans offer a PPO and an HMO. Many people aren't aware of the difference between an HMO or PPO, so we highlight them here. A health maintenance organization, HMO, is a health insurance network that provides participants a closed network of health options that are chosen for them by the company's physicians. Typically, a participant will register with the HMO and choose a primary care physician. That physician will be their first point of contact for all medical needs. When a health care need arises, the participant will see the primary care physician first, who will refer them inside the HMO network to specialists as needed. A preferred provider organization, PPO, is a health insurance network that allows participants to see physicians of their choice. Costs are managed by encouraging participants to see physicians that are assigned to the PPO network, but arrangements are made for partial payment to out-of-network physicians as well. Both the PPO and HMOs are available to MPI participants at no cost. Both options are provided as some participants prefer one over the other. Participants are not forced to choose PPO for both medical and dental simultaneously. A participant can choose the medical PPO plan and the dental HMO plan to use. Participants can switch from PPO to HMO and vice versa. Moving from an HMO to a PPO plan can be done at the beginning of any month. Moving from a PPO plan to the HMO plan can happen only during the open enrollment sessions in July. Participants will be notified by mail shortly before the next open enrollment session of their options. The MPI PPO plan is backed by the Anthem Blue Cross Network. Participants in this plan will pay a $30 per visit copay to any doctor. The plan covers 90% of contracted costs and passes the remaining 10% down to the participant with a $1,000 out-of-pocket maximum per year for the 10% costs. These costs are all associated with visits to physicians who are in the network. Costs for visiting out-of-network physicians are much higher. The biggest advantage to participating in the PPO plan is the use of the Motion Picture Television Fund health centers. The MPTF health centers, which are maintained by UCLA Health, are run like an HMO in that when a participant visits the center, they are seen by a general practitioner who will then refer them to a specialist as needed. These centers are cost-effective because each visit is $5. This includes visits to the physicians in the centers as well as referred visits outside the centers. This is the most cost-effective option to MPI participants. There are 6 health centers in the Southern California area, one being located on the DreamWorks campus on Flower Street in Glendale. For detailed information on the clinics, visit the link on this slide. The 2 HMOs available to MPI participants are Kaiser Permanente and HealthNet. There is a $15 copay for each visit to a physician. There are few extra expenses related with the HMOs as most are managed from within the network. For a full list of the extra costs, check the appropriate sections in the summary plan description book. It is important to note that the HMO coverage is only good in the Southern California area. The PPO plan offers coverage across the United States. Dental coverage is provided by Delta Dental. There are 2 options for dental coverage through Delta, the Delta Dental PPO or Delta Care USA HMO. The Delta Dental PPO carries an annual deductible of $25 for individuals and $50 for families. The plan covers 80% of the contracted fees and passes the remaining 20% to the participant. There is an annual $2,000 maximum expense per participant. Orthodontics are covered for eligible dependent children only. The plan covers 50% of the contracted cost with a $1,000 lifetime maximum. Delta Care USA is a dental HMO option. As with the medical HMOs, participants can choose a primary dental physician. If participants wish to switch dentists, they will have to work with Delta to do so. All costs are covered by the HMO. There are no out-of-pocket or deductible costs associated with the HMO except for elected orthodontics. Elected orthodontics costs $1,100 for dependent children and $1,500 for adults. There is also a $250 startup fee associated with the beginning of the procedure. Vision coverage is provided by VSP. The plan covers 1 standard exam per year with a $20 copay for the visit. The plan provides new lenses every year and new frames every 2 years. Frames have a $145 allowance with any extra cost discounted 20% after the allowance. Contact lenses are provided once per year in lieu of frames and lenses. There is a $105 allowance for the lenses and fitting exam. However, if the lenses are medically necessary for specific reasons, the plan covers all costs. Prescription drug coverage is provided by Express Scripts. Express Scripts is the largest pharmacy benefit manager in the United States and holds contracts with pharmacies around the Southern California area like Rite Aid, CVS, and Walgreens. Prescription drugs will cost $10 for generics and $40 for brand name at the contracted pharmacies. It is always beneficial for participants to ask their physicians when prescribing medication to use the generic brand to save on costs. For any prescription drugs needed over 90 days, participants must use medicine by mail. To save on costs, participants with ongoing prescription drug needs will use medicine by mail. Participants will need to register for medicine by mail on the Express Scripts website and submit prescriptions through their account. Express Scripts will contact the physician, confirm the prescription, and send out a 90-day supply after charging the credit card included in the registration. Express Scripts will then refill the prescription after sending reminder emails to the participant. Generic drugs cost $25 for a 3-month supply. Brand name drugs cost $100 for a 3-month supply. Behavioral health benefits for PPO participants are provided through Optum Health. HMO participants are provided behavioral health through their HMO networks. Optum Health coverage provides for an outpatient visit to a participating therapist or doctor for each day of the year with a $5 copay. Participants in the MPI pension plans are participating in two pension plans funded entirely by contributions made by their employer. These two plans are the Defined Benefit Plan and the Individual Account Plan. Guild members have a third option available to them in the Animation Guild 401k plan. This plan is completely optional, wholly funded by member payroll contributions, and offers an avenue for retirement savings that the member has a greater hand in directing. The Defined Benefit Plan is an annuity plan that pays retired members a monthly sum based on the number of hours and years worked under union contracts. This plan takes 5 pension years to vest, where a pension year is one where the member works at least 400 hours under a union contract. This plan is funded at $1.2665 per hour worked. Current estimations under the most ideal situation where a member works consistently at Union Studios for at least 21 years and then retires has the member receiving a monthly check that totals approximately $1,700. The Individual Account Plan acts like a 401k in that when a member retires, this plan will provide them a lump sum of money that equals the contributions made plus any income earned through the investments of the plan. This plan is funded at 6% of the scale minimum wage for the member's job classification. Typically, this equals approximately $100 per week of contributions. These plans are managed by the Motion Picture Industry Pension and Health Plan Board of Directors and contracted investment managers. The plan's billions of dollars in assets are conservatively invested, with 35% placed in bond and fixed return investments, and 35% placed in stocks, and 30% in alternative investments. Members receive annual pension statements that break down contributions and dividend earnings over each year. The Animation Guild's 401k plan is open to members working at Guild contracted studios for a cumulative 90 days. This is a no-match plan where participating members can contribute between 2 and 40% of their gross earnings per paycheck, and limited by the IRS annual cap on retirement savings accounts. The plan is administered by Vanguard Mutual Funds and, as of 2015, has approximately $230 million in assets. The TAG 401k plan has a variety of funds to choose from that are grouped into two categories: the core funds and the target date retirement funds. The core funds offer a mix of stock and bond funds of varying types and costs. The target retirement funds offer a selection of funds, each of which is made up of index funds, and rebalance their assets over time to end up in a more conservative position in your retirement. To begin participating in the plan, visit the link shown on this slide. It will take you to the web page on the Animation Guild's site dedicated to the 401k pension plan forms. There you will find links to the enrollment booklet as well as the separate forms. Download and fill out the enrollment and beneficiary forms as described and send them to Marta Stroll-Rowan, the Guild's 401k specialist. If you have any questions or concern regarding this material or any union matter, feel free to contact us at the telephone number, postal address, or email addresses listed on this slide. Thank you for watching.